Joined now by Frank Cannon, president of the American Principles Project, for a conversation about the social conservative agenda in 2014. And Mr. Cannon, a Political article yesterday referred to your group as, I'll quote, the advance guard of a planned big money effort by the religious right to push back on establishment efforts to minimize divisive issues like abortion rights and gay marriage. Is that how you would define your group?
No, that wouldn't be my self-definition. There are two aspects to what we do. We certainly do defend the inclusion of social issues within politics. We think that it's both right for the country and a political winner. But we also handle economic issues. We try to push for an economics that is more centered on working families and working people rather than just on the business class and large corporations, Wall Street.
And where does your group and social conservatives right now fit into the Republican Party? A different Politico article about your group noted that social conservatives have been largely relegated to the sidelines as the business wing of the GOP establishment wages a bitter and expensive struggle against the Tea Party for the soul of the Republican Party.
Well, let's start with the idea that the Tea Party is not totally distinct from social conservatives. A large portion of the Tea Party, 70% or so, are what you would call fusionist conservatives. They're both economic conservatives and social conservatives. The idea that social issues can be pushed aside in the Republican Party is suicidal thinking, because the great bulk of the rank and file workers within the party are from the social conservative wing of the party. It represents a large portion of the coalition that has been the conservative governing coalition going back to Reagan.
And so what are the key issues that you're going to be talking about going into the 2014 election? What do social conservatives run on this year?
Well, I think that, for example, on the abortion issue, there are a lot of ways in which the Democratic Party has abandoned its safe, legal, and rare stance and has become very extreme on the issue. There are common ground provisions like the 20-week bill that was passed by the House of Representatives and been introduced by Senator Graham in the Senate that goes to where 65% of Americans are, and that is saying that a baby in the 5th month of pregnancy, 6th month of pregnancy, when a child can feel pain, is not something that the bulk of Americans support. So legislatively, that's one area. Sex selection abortions, government funding of abortions, they're all areas in which a great majority of the American people believe that the social conservative position is the right position.
Are you concerned about Republicans who say that some of these issues are too divisive to run on, that Republicans should stick more to fiscal issues rather than some of these social conservative issues?
Well, it's an interesting question, because the idea that the Republicans win on the economic issues is something that has been belied by the data coming out of the elections. That is, the Republicans are losing on the economic issues. They're losing with the very groups that they feel a need to reach out to, with young people, with women, with Hispanics. That the bulk of the problem that they have is with the idea that the American public think that Republicans are out of step with the concerns of working people. And their greatest problem is in the economic area, not in the social issue area. In fact, the groups they want to reach out to tend to be more conservative on social issues than the American public as a whole.
We're talking to Frank